Consider supporting Archaeosoup on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Link available in the video description. Thank you.
Where you get those papers? All those weepers, how they hypnotize. Where did you get those eyes? Where did you get those eyes?
Hello and welcome back to another Archaeologist's Eye. In this series, I challenge you to think like an archaeologist, or at the very least think like this archaeologist. Can you draw a line of logic between the moment, the observation, the inspiration that I've had from the world around me to something from the archaeological or historical record? Today is the answer to a puzzle that I set last week based on this little artifact here. This is the innards of a Costa coffee cup that I mangled and formed and sculpted into something of a horse's head or a snake's head or something like that. And it immediately invoked in me a thought, an association with something from the archaeological record. And I challenged you to consider what that might be. And the answers were quite interesting. One of the answers, I think a fairly good line of logic, revolved around the idea of it being a figurehead, maybe a Norse figurehead from a ship, or the sort of thing that maybe you see on buildings. The occasional church, for example, in Scandinavia, has animalistic heads jutting out from maybe the front of a ship or the spine of a roof, this kind of thing. And yeah, I can see where that came from. Another suggestion was carynx. Is it carynxes? Carynxi? There's a plural, I'm sure, but two people in particular suggested a carynx, a normally metal fixture on the end of a horn that gives an animal's head to the mouthpiece of the instrument. So when it's blown, it's almost as though the animal is blaring out the noise, is screaming or shouting or roaring through the instrument. And that again is a very good example. I liked that. But neither of them, neither the figurehead or the carynx, were actually the answer that I was after, insomuch as the clue in this instance was quite literal, and it was literally a cup that had an animal head on the bottom. In the same way that in previous examples we've had, for example, the van windshields on a building, and that was an ancient version of a van, as it were, a trade vessel used in construction. This was a cup that had an animal's head at the bottom. And this is something which is known as a rhyton, or a hryton. I think that maybe the H is important. It is a cup that is shaped like an animal's head, often, typically conical in shape. Often the animal's head will have a mouth and a hole at the bottom of the cup, because it's designed to be used in I suppose, ritualistic circumstances, so parties or ceremonies where maybe you're drinking some wine from the cup and you pass it around, and also you perform a libation. Often libations are deliberately spilling wine on the floor for the gods or for the honoured dead or whatever the ceremony is invoking. But sometimes the hole in the bottom is a constant libation. It also encourages fast drinking and passing the cup around before all the liquid is gone out of the cup. Famous examples have been found in Iran, Bulgaria, and also various examples from the Greek world as well. In particular, there was an example found in a grave as part of the Bronze Age city of Mycenae. Mycenae? I always forget how to pronounce that. What sort of archaeologist am I? Well, I'm not a Bronze Age Mediterranean Greek specialist, I suppose. That's the sort of archaeologist I am. But the point is, that is the answer. A cup shaped and formed to look like an animal's head. And these have analogies in other cultures as well. For example, the drinking horn is a very good example of that, and may also have roots in that. We know that, for example, in the Iron Age world, in Europe, and also up into Scandinavia, people were trying to emulate Greek modes of dining and symposia and entertaining guests. And so the drinking horn, while practical, the idea of having an element, the long pointy bit that doesn't let you put the cup down, you have to keep on passing it around, could come from similar party and ritualistic elements. The need for libation, the need to make sure all of your guests are well watered or well catered for at the very least, if not water, is probably attached to this sort of thing as well. So the right on. Hopefully you found this interesting. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your suggestions, and also thank you for your patience this month as I work hard on the approach to the wrapping up of the BMX Archaeology project. There's a lot to do. So I've now edited about half an hour-ish of the film, and we've got about an hour to go on that. And we're still filming, and there's still practical stuff to do in terms of survey work and so on and so forth. So yeah, busy couple of months. As ever, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.